Good morning. Welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've done any HumanitZ streams or anything. This is going to be very quick. We're doing our patch note review. We just kicked it out to everybody. Um, Real couple of quick things for those of you that don't know me. My name is Derek. I'm one of the dev team members that works on HumanitZ. We just did our Halloween update. Last month was our 1 year anniversary. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I don't usually do this, but you can go to humanitz.com, new website that we have. You can also purchase awesome gear. Like you can get this new hoodie. This is a new hoodie. My other one's sitting over there. You can get nice coffee mugs. Awesome coffee mugs. You can buy a whole bunch of crap over there. Hats, coasters, coffee mugs. I got a coffee mug upstairs. All my kids have t-shirts. My wife and I have t-shirts, hoodies, all that fun stuff. You can go buy stuff. You don't have to. Either way. Just had to pitch that real quick. So right now, we're working on the Shockbite servers for the official servers. So we didn't want to delay everything right away. So right now, your single player and your hosted multiplayer is available and up. We're still working on the servers at the moment. We migrated to a new system within Shockbite's overlay, layout, new system. And so that's still being worked. So please bear with us. Appreciate it very, very, very much. Okay, so bunkers and jumpers update. All right, a lot of work went into this, and it's not just a couple of things. We got a lot, and there's some stuff that's not included in the patch notes. You're going to hear it here. It was a lot of things that we kind of threw in at the last minute, but we had already sent everything off for localization, so everything could get translated. So we weren't able to include it in the patch notes, but I'm going to talk about it here. So, hey survivors, spooky season is finally upon us, and we are back with another big update, adding some Halloween event flavor. In the .913 patch notes, you'll not only see Halloween-themed content, but a big list of changes and new features added to the game. While the game evolves, some things get shifted in priority. This is very important, so listen here. Almost daily. Rather than add new quests and extending the localization timeframe, we opted to focus primarily on the localization up to and including this update. So what that means is, I know I have said multiple times that we have quests coming in this update. We do not have new quests added in this update. However, they are written, they are ready to be put in. We just didn't have enough time. So there will be a future patch coming with a lot more quests before the next update. Okay, so within the next couple of weeks, you guys are going to be getting more quests. We didn't want to add these quests in and then have to extend the localization and the translation, ultimately delaying the entire thing. So our primary focus was number one, getting Chinese localization translated. So huge shout out to the Chinese community. Thank you for bearing with us. We know that you guys have been patiently waiting this past year to have everything completely translated over. So thank you for your patience. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully it's up to your guys' standards. And I just hope you guys enjoy the game. So new quests will be added in the upcoming weeks, separate from this update, fully translated, rather than adding in untranslated new quests today. I hope that makes sense. We'll watch this little trailer at the end. I'm sure, it's been kicked out on Twitter. It's been kicked out on YouTube. It's been on TikTok. It's over in the Discord. This is a new trailer. You've been seeing snippets here and there, but this is the full trailer. We'll get to that after a while. Server info. All official servers will be wiped. Okay, there was a lot of changes that we did. The official servers will be wiped. It is recommended all server owners, so those of you that purchased your own servers or are hosting your own servers, the way that you do the same in order to get the best experience from this update. Steam Deck. I know Steam Deck has been a huge point of contention for a lot of people. Remember, Steam Deck is not fully optimized. Okay, we are still working on it. Only one of us on the dev team has a Steam Deck, and it's very hard for us to get that taken care of. I work on the controller support, so that way it can in turn go into the Steam Deck support. Yaz is working through some things. Kai's working through some things. Dubs is working through some things. We know that there's some issues, but we're still working on Steam compatibility. Further improvements have been made with controller support. Bugs and general functionality and more optimization allowing use of HumanitZ on the Steam Deck. We will be pushing for full compatibility as soon as we finish more optimization and UI sizing. The hurdles we are facing right now, because we want to be transparent, all right? The hurdles we're currently facing right now are depending on what settings that the individual player is playing on. The device can become warm, and in certain high-density areas, there are still minor lag spikes. And by minor, meaning like there's big lag spikes, but it's minor in comparison to some of the things that we're talking about. And in some cases, shutting down the device. We are moving closer to our goal of being fully supported, and we plan to complete this before the end of the year. We plan to complete this before the end of the year. Not it's going to be ready by the end of the year, but that's our plan. All right. So you guys have a definitive timeline that we're working towards. We have a goal. We have a site picture. Localization. There has been a complete overhaul for Chinese localization. This has been completed with the help from our publishers, so our Chinese community can now enjoy the game with a brand new and improved localization update. So our publishers, not we, but our community has focused on all the individual, like French, Italian. I'll talk about that in a little bit. French, Italian, Portuguese, Russian. All of that is actually being handled by our community, like people that have stepped up and said, "Hey, we want to take care of this." And we're like, "Yeah, absolutely. If that's something you want to do, yeah, by all means." So if you guys are interested in that and you guys want it translated for your specific region, Turkish, Kazakh, whatever it is, okay, hit us up on the official Discord. I'll put you in touch with Yaza, and we'll go ahead and see if you can go ahead and start getting a translation going for it. But our publishers specifically took Chinese, and they have handled it within their group, and they have gotten people to in the Chinese community to play test it to make sure that everything's working. So again, hopefully it's up to snuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. This has been completed with help from our publishers, so our Chinese community can now enjoy the game with a brand new and improved localization update. Okay, read that. Other languages are still ongoing with amazing help from our awesome community. This is a big undertaking, so if you would like to help us get there, please reach out on the official HumanitZ Discord. We would gladly accept extra help in our mission to translate the game completely. We are also now getting external help to speed up this process. The addition of the Italian language coming soon to HumanitZ. So that's the next language that is coming. So all of our Italian folk, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now we're going to be up to 10 different languages with the inclusion of Italian. So let's get into the stuff that was added. Okay. Bunkers. Bunkers have been added. Players can now find underground bunkers ranging from prepper shelters, from former survivors, to military bunkers. Okay, so there's different ones. You might come across one that's at a house. You might come across one that's in military area. You might come across one that's just out in the random open. I'm just hypothesizing, or not hypothesizing. I'm just being extremely vague without giving you actual locations of where they're at. So there are multiple bunkers, and there are plans for more bunkers, and there are plans for multi-levels, and there are plans for... We got plans, all right? We got a lot of ideas what we're going to be doing. New Zeke threat. So if you guys have been watching, the Leaper. Okay, so you now have a Zeke that jumps at you, closes the distance, slinks around, is very, 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 very cheeky. This one hasn't been talked about. The Sleepers. Okay, so now there are Zeeks out there that you might not know that they're there until you go and you interact with something, and then all of a sudden it's like, so clear your corners, all right? Dominate your area, clear your corners, clear the area before you start looting. You might have an unpleasant surprise. New Halloween-themed van has been added. Make sure, this is important, send us some pictures if you find it and get it up and running, all right? You'll know it when you see it, trust me. Halloween cosmetics, props, and items added to celebrate the spooky season. So as I showcased, I think on my not the last stream, maybe the one before it, I kind of pulled in all of the old Halloween stuff. So there's all of that has been brought back, as well as a lot more new stuff, such as the auto shotgun has been added. The Barrett 50 cal sniper rifle has been added. The steel baseball bat, the steel sledgehammer, and the hunting knife have been added. Previous Halloween 2023 event items, weapons, and clothing are added back into the local loot tables. New sat-nav system slot added for vehicles for activating minimap while driving. So some feedback that we got during the testing was, hey, can we have map markers go onto the sat-nav? No. You don't need the sat-nav in order to operate your vehicle. So it'll still operate with the 4 normal parts, your oh my god, the battery, the fan belt, the starter, and the fuel pump. So, but now you can add in the sat nav, and the sat nav will be on there. There was also an ask for true north to be displayed, so that way it kind of gives you a grid reference or a reference while you're driving on the sat nav. That's something that we're looking into. We just couldn't add it in time. New building. The large mansion was added. Okay. So if we scroll back up, yeah, you can see in right here. So here's the leaper. Okay. If you get a chance to catch the leaper and you kill it while it's on its back, pay attention to it. All right. It's very interesting looking. But that's what the new leaper looks like. He's holding on to a regular snipe. Okay, yeah. Moving on. The sporting goods store. So kind of like a Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's, not product placement or anything, but just for those of you that don't really know, the large hunting fishing outlets. So fishing, hunting, and outdoors loot specific. Okay, so if you're looking for crossbow bolts, if you're looking for fishing rods, if you're looking for just like ammunition, MREs, like outdoor hunting and just sportsman stuff, go check out the new sporting goods area. The family clinic, new medical loot POI. Okay. Drivers and passengers can now access their inventory while inside a vehicle. That was community feedback. Scarecrow has been added that might drop some cool loot during the Halloween event. Keep an eye out for them and around the map. So you'll see a Scarecrow just out in the, just fucking out in the middle of a field or near a house or something. Walk up to it, look down, see what's there. I also highly suggest clicking on it. Just throwing that out there. New dog inventory system added. Requires a dog vest and interaction. Dog must be told to sit to equip the vest. Okay, so there's 2 new vests that were added to the game that you can equip on your dog, but you need to go into your emote menu and you need to command your dog to sit. Hey, sit still. I'm trying to put this on you. So sit. You can go in your inventory. It'll say install. You click on install. It'll add it to your canine, and so now they have some carrying capacity. New mineable salt rock resource. Chemistry station can be used to craft usable salt. So now you can go out and mine. One thing we are still looking at is being able to walk up to the ocean and using jars or cans, collecting up some water, and going back to your distiller and distilling that out into giving you water and salt. But that's in the future. That's something that's common knowledge. We've talked about it. We just couldn't get it added into the system in time. A new red and black bandana was added. Right here. New camera position settings. So you've got default, close, and centered. I was going to do a video on it, but Yaz already kicked one out. So default is now... Okay, so you've got where I'm sitting right here. This is your HumanitZ screen. This is what you guys are used to. Centered. Okay? So this is now the centered option. This is now default. And then this is close. So you're reducing how close your character is from the center of the screen more towards the bottom of the screen. It also gives you a longer sight picture. One thing that we also did was we kind of maybe tilted the camera some more. Yeah, so let us know what you think about the new camera options. New craftable improvised fishing rod was added. Stones. Stones everywhere. This was my little addition. I wrote this in here. Stones everywhere. We added the stones and the bushes and mushrooms to level streaming. So now you're going to see fucking stones everywhere. You should never want for another stone in your entire life. We finally fixed it. We got it working. Again, community feedback. I'm trying to think if I can hear it on my headset over here. What's up, Dubs? Oh, Dirty Mike, what's going on, man? Sorry, I've been a little bit busy reading through the stuff, so. I'm trying to think of what else was added. I don't think anything... Oh, yes, there were additions. Well, there was some changes, but I'm going to kind of put it into new additions as well. A lot of people have asked to change the map marker color, so like how your normal icon, your little triangle is white. Now you can go into the options menu, and you can change your map icon color, okay? So that was also community feedback. I know that it's kind of hard to see because it's kind of like white on white. Oftentimes when you're like on the road or you're running around and you can only see your friends in different colors. The map is going to be optimized closer to 1.0, and it's going to be colorized. If you are familiar with the demo and how it's a colorized map, that's what we're drawing towards. We also I don't remember if it was captured in changes or not. I'll probably hit it, but if you recognize it, that's great. If not, I'm sorry, but the circle in your detection radius on your map, how it's kind of like this, has been dumbed down to this. Okay, so it's about a 50% reduction. Reason being for that is because out and explore more. You know, you don't know if you've actually explored area X over here because you haven't been over there, but it's revealed on your map. So it's actually been shrunk a little bit. All right, changes. Change to how much the camera tilts so you can see a little bit further in front. So right now it says 30. One thing that we didn't get around to was changing it to just position numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the reason being is because we dropped it down another 3%. So now you're at 27% as opposed to 30, but it hasn't correctly fixed that position. You can see further. Big inventory change allowing items to be placed in the world. So for everybody that wants to decorate your base or put cans on shelves or put water bottles on places, put weapons on desks, you know, you can actually go into your inventory and for every item, you can actually place that item in the world now. It does not delete on the multiplayer servers like how world items that are out in the world are done. It's two different codings. So you've got placed items and you got your world items. It doesn't even detect the placed item. So you don't have to worry about taking your Mark 18, setting it down on a table and it disappearing, okay? So decorate your base. Zeke dogs can now jump through windows. We are so sorry about this. Surprise! MREs now act as a sealed item until opened. Same as how sealed cans work. So now you can stack your MREs and they will, once you open them, they'll go to an open function. And they will start to degrade. Slight increase in damage of the AWM, giving the 50 cal round a better feel. And this is largely in part because we added the Barrett 50 cal, so now we kind of like, you know, fixed the AWM, as well as one of our community members actually pointed out, hey, it's not reaching out and touching everybody down there that I can see. I was like, you're absolutely correct, and we fixed that. So thank you, Magio. Thank you. Minor change to speed in which hunger and thirst reduce, slightly slower than before. So what was slow is now default. However, a change that we just made that is going to be implemented here in the very near future. We also changed the values at which you hunger reduces because naturally you can live longer without food than you can water. So if you were to go into your server settings and in your commands that you can bring up, you can actually see your vitality and your water ticking down. Water ticks down at a slower rate than your hunger does. During the Halloween event, nighttime will be a little more scary, a little more threatening. Please give us your feedback on this. You know, like keeper pass. Like, hey, this is a great change. Hey, this is not a good change. So it's a lot darker. Like you will have to trust in your flashlight or your torches a lot more, as opposed to it being very bright while it's nighttime. I'll get into another change here shortly that coincides with that. Items that you can craft on your person were removed from the workbench crafting. What that means is everything that you can craft on your person was also in the workbench. There was a lot of issues with tickets where people would say, hey, I'm crafting items and it's just taking my items and it's not giving me crafting. Well, the reason why is because you needed to scroll down and then it shows the crafted window where your items that you were crafting actually show up. It didn't make sense to have all that extra stuff in that inventory, so we just removed it, and now you can actually see your window. Plan going forward, something that we're still talking about is making sure that that window is locked, so that way we can add more items for you to build, and then you just have to scroll down, but that crafted window will stay locked, so that way it'll always show up. But that's a UI thing that we haven't even started the process for that yet, so. Player torch, your flashlight, now lasts longer to help with the scary, darker nighttime. All right. Battery durability. So now when you use a battery, it's not going to give you like one little bar or two little bars. It's going to completely fill your entire battery bar. Okay. So it's not a percentage based anymore. It's you use a battery, you have a brand new fresh battery. Okay. And the flashlight also lasts a lot longer. Hello, Happy. Okay. Gun sound attenuation increased. Zombies can hear a lot more at a further distance when you're firing your weapons, so be prepared for that. Have fun. Let us know how you like it. Player equipment added to the save preview screen in the main menu. So now when you go into your main menu, instead of it just being your person, you can actually see the equipment that you're carrying and what's on your person. Battery durability increased when installed at the radio tower. So now you don't have to swap it out every like 2-3 hours, whatever. It's now the car battery lasts a lot longer in the radio tower. Gas mask filter reduces faster and reduces twice as fast inside the toxic zone. Right? So they were a little bit OP to begin with. So we kind of had to do a little balancing and be like, all right, cool. More on this in the future when skills and professions come out. We have some really cool features that are going to piggyback off of that. New main menu music for the season. So I know a lot of people know that there's only like one real track for the game. We have more. We're adding more music. But the main menu music has changed. So just turn on your music, listen to it. It's actually really, really good. Removed craft weapons bench from the challenge list. Removed hard-coded keys not allowing full keybinds. One point of contention was hitting your hyphen key, and it would bring up your FPS, but some people wanted to remap it, so now that's not a thing. If you want to find out your FPS, go into your chat menu, type in /FPS. Then your FPS will pop up. Do the same thing to turn it off. But yeah, now you can map a lot more keys for your keybinds. Removed funnel requirement text from the empty fuel can. Canned food now has quality of life improvements, okay? Canned food now has a new opened icon when you open a sealed can for better visual representation. So there was a lot of confusion that, hey, some of these cans stack, some of these cans don't. This one says fresh, this one says sealed. I don't understand. So now you've got sealed items that will stack, and now you have a visual represented open item for all those items, which do not stack, because now you have initiated their spoilage timer. The scythe animation improvements. I was playing around with the scythe last time on my last Halloween update stream, and I hit up Yaz and was like, hey, can we change the scythe animations? And he was like, yeah, so he went in and he fixed it. And the scythe slaps hard on dogs, just letting you know. Okay, so a lot of people that hate the dogs, especially now that they can jump through windows, your scythe is a good option. Ashtrays and houses were added to the dismantle list. So when you go into your houses and you see that there's a bunch of shit on tables, some things weren't able to be dismantled. One of them being the ashtray, that was added. So now you can clean up a little bit more. We're working towards it. We're trying to get you guys, some cleaner houses, right? Bug fixes. This does not encapsulate all of the work that we have done. So minor bugs and fixes is probably a good 80 different bugs that have been found over the past week or two internally through private testing from our private testers and with us doing dev testing. So, but major issues that you guys have reported: fix the collision issues at the large scrapyard near Hudson City, fixed collision issues with small store windows, lots of general map fixes which were logged from our community. Again, piggybacking on that, if you've lasted this long in the video, if you have bugs that are terrain feature issues, like if the ground is uneven, or a vehicle's getting stuck somewhere because the ground is jacked up, if you have floating loot spawners or floating backpack spawners, if you have zombies that are spawning on top of things, DM me directly. Okay, I capture all of that, and then we go in at once and fix all of that. Okay, so just don't even submit a ticket. Just DM those specific 3 issues to me, please. Fixed furnace working when not lit. So what would happen is the furnace was still crafting things, but it wasn't lit. Fixed logs on sports cars, so now they're not floating above the zombie guinea. Fixed winter jacket toggle function on the gamepad, so you weren't able to put your hood up on the winter jacket, so that was fixed. Fixed tutorial house windows to prevent accessing outside the tutorial area. We noticed this at the format event when I was in England and we were doing the event. One person out of the plethora of people that were there actually broke down the windows inside the tutorial mission and jumped out and accessed the entire area outside the tutorial, so we fixed that. Fixed floating landmines near walls. Again, Maggio, thank you so much for that. Fixed nails not being consumed when crafting. Fixed bullet drop issues and long distance shooting improvements. So that's one of the things I was talking about with the AWM. Again, Maggio. Fixed respawn points of offline players not preventing Zeke or enemy AI spawning when other players are within proximity. That's a big long sentence that I wrote. What was happening was person builds their spawn point, right? That negates the zombies and the enemy AI spawns within that area. When people were going offline, the spawn point was not active. Okay. So what people were doing in PvE environments, y'all are a bunch of dicks. All right. What people were doing in PvE environments was getting close enough to that area to activate the spawn point and having the zombies spawn, and then it would attack the person's base and break it down, and then they would go in and steal everybody's stuff. If you can't PvP on a PvP server, don't be doing it in PvE. But it helps us identify these things. But don't do it. Don't be a dick. All right? Don't be a dick. Go PvP and PvP. If you can't handle it, don't do it in PvE. All right? Fixed using unstuck function to force clip through structures. So again, people on the PvE worlds were not being nice and using the unstuck function to clip through people's structures and gain access to their base and steal all their stuff. Not nice. All right, PvE is PvE. Fixed Nob's honey jar quest, giving unlimited experience. So what was happening was you'd be able to walk up to Nob with one honey jar, and for every honey jar you give him, you're supposed to get 50 experience. Now, but what was happening was he wasn't taking your jar, so you could just claim it, claim it, claim it, claim it, claim it. Doesn't work that way anymore. Fixed tomato and cabbage eating animations to not be a carrot. Makes sense. Fixed mining node regeneration exploit. So what was happening was you would be able to mine one of your nodes, save, log out, log back in, and then the mine would be refreshed. That's not a thing anymore. It saves the state of the mine, so it will regenerate over time. Fixed dismantled house assets returning upon logging back in or returning to the base. So if you would dismantle stuff in your house, leave, or save and quit, and then come back, and it would respawn things in, that was fixed. Fixed not being able to climb with a torch in hand. Fixed battery status UI issue. So basically, you would still have your torch on, but there would be no battery UI. Fixed falling through the map when loading in after saving and exiting in a second-story building. I tested this specifically. If you guys do run into this in certain homes, please go ahead and log a ticket. Provide your map location. Just take a screenshot, provide your map location, and the house that you're in. That way we can go in and we can fix that. But I've tested, like, I want to say 100% of the two-story houses, and you don't fall through the map doing that anymore. Additionally, when you do, if for whatever reason you do fall through the map, once you hit the barrier, it's just going to teleport you right back to the ground. Fixed weapon attachments being recognized as installed. Fixed weapon attachments being recognized as installed when loading that. Okay, so it's worded a little weird, but I didn't catch that when I was doing my proofreading. Your weapons were not understanding that they had weapons attachments when you would log back in. That's been fixed. Fixed dismantling lit cooker, leaving behind permanent warm AoE. So you would light your cooker, you would dismantle it, and it would leave around a permanent heat buff, basically. So we took care of that. Finally, I bitched about this for so long. We fixed the hunting rifle reloading animation. So no longer is it like this. Hang on, like. Okay. Now it's actually, you're out here, open it, pull back the bolt, put your bullet in, bolt forward. So it's only been a year, okay? It's only been a year. What else? There was so many other things that were fixed that we just a lot of controller functionality, buttons that weren't working, controller identification when you have it unplugged and plugged back in. Container issues, stacking issues, splitting stacking. So many bugs that were fixed. We just didn't get it captured in time for it to be locally translated. We'll probably throw all that stuff in with the next patch notes. But yeah, and then coming soon, works in progress, right? Ladder system, the tents. So being able to give you guys tents and or maybe dismantling the ones that are out in the world for tarps. An entire PvP overhaul. So there will be an update specific to PvP. There's a lot of cool shit that we got coming for you PvP folk. Car modifications a la Mad Max style. So the car modification that we've been talking about that was on the initial roadmap, we still need to put out the new roadmap, but car modifications and armor and, you know, like yeah, cow pushers and spikes and what, just a whole bunch of stuff, that we've talked about. We want to add to the game. And then again, pushing for Steam Deck optimization and full compatibility. I know that we're going to have pushback in the Discord community about Steam Deck functionality and how we say that we're just getting to it, and it's always, another step forward, another step forward. Yes, absolutely, 100%. You heard it here. We are working on Steam Deck compatibility. One of us has a Steam Deck. There's only 5 of us. All right? So please bear with us while we get that fully functional and operational. For those playing HumanitZ right now, your feedback is incredibly important to us. We take notes on everything you tell us. If you would like to leave us feedback in the form of a Steam review, it helps us tremendously. You can also join the Discord below to connect with other players and and follow along within our development. So join Discord, follow us on Twitter, okay? Come hang out. There you go. Boop, boop, boop. I've been reading things and it's been like off screen. I keep forgetting that it doesn't match. But yeah, go check out the Halloween update. Lots of changes, lots of updates. Have fun with it. Yeah, it was awesome to work on it. It was awesome to be a part of this and to see it develop. Let's go ahead and watch this video real quick. Oops. There you go. Oh, yeah, there's the van. There's a new one if you find it. But yeah. So it's been a lot of stuff. It's been awesome. It's been fun. HumanitZ.com. Again, we had our little ticker going on. Servers should be coming online here as the update gets rolled out. So yeah, leave us your feedback. Leave us, positive reviews are fine, but I am more of I like seeing, I don't want to say negative reviews. I like seeing if there's issues because it's only things for us to improve, okay? When you do your reviews, don't just leave a negative review. Tell us why you didn't like it, so then that way we can make it better, okay? Please afford us the opportunity to be able to fix what you don't like about the game, okay? And that's, yeah, that's my currency. I love feedback. So yes, constructive criticism, absolutely, 100%. HumanitZ.com, go over there, check it out. Lots of good community content. There's going to be a lot of streamers playing the game today. I don't know if Brian Menard's going to be playing, but he might. Raptor, I think, is playing. Who the hell else is playing? There's going to be a bunch of people streaming it. So check them out, watch them, interact with the community. We're going to be in streams throughout the entire weekend. But yeah, that's all that I got. So short, sweet, simple, 30 minutes. Thank you guys so much for being a part of our community. I appreciate you guys. Come hang out and say what's up on the Discord. You can find me there. And yeah, that's all I got. I will see you guys later. Bye.